So number one, your coaching business needs a faith-powered AI operating system, not just the AI tools. So here's the difference, and this matters so much. Most people, when they start using AI, they treat it like a bunch of separate tools, right? That they use to write a caption here or generate an email here or, onboard a client or draft a blog post or whatever that looks like. And that can be really helpful. I'm not going to say it isn't, but it's like taking supplements when your actual diet is made up of sugar, like we've been talking about, right? You're adding good things on top of this broken foundation, and the results are going to just be inconsistent and frustrating and eventually just really exhausting. You're going to be more exhausted later than you are now trying to figure this stuff out. But an AI operating system is totally different. It's a complete, integrated foundation built specifically for your coaching business with your voice, your clients, your offers, your values woven into every single workflow that you're building. And the AI knows exactly where everything is, knows exactly where to go. Everything is organized and set up the way it needs to be for the AI to operate efficiently. Girl, if life handed you a plot twist, a divorce, a layoff, an empty nest, or you're just ready to reinvent your life and write the best chapter yet, you're in the right place. It's not a midlife crisis, it's a calling. Hey, I'm Lorianne, Christian AI business coach, single mom of 2 miracle babies, and the woman who rebuilt her entire life from her mom's living room floor while homeschooling my kids, working full-time, and earning my MFA in creative writing. And I built a 6-figure business doing all of it by the grace of God. We're putting God first, family second, and AI third. And God, He is never late. Hey girl, and welcome back to the Midlife Comeback Club podcast. I'm Lorianne, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you are brand new, welcome to the show. You found this place for a reason, I believe. So stick around. And if you've been here for a while, you already know that something is happening in the Midlife Comeback Club community right now this week. So something I've been building toward for a very long time. And this week, it's finally here. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to talk to you about it today. But real quick, if you have been thinking about joining the Midlife Comeback Club community, which is my annual group coaching mentorship, and getting your hands on my brand new program, which is called To Coach, Built to Break Free. Girl, this is your week. The doors are opening Thursday, June 25th. We are having a live masterclass, which you need to register for. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday, June 25th. The masterclass is called the Faith-Powered AI Blueprint, How to Build Your Coaching Business in 90 Days. It's totally free, and I'm leaving the registration link down in the show notes, so be sure to sign up. You can go to calledtocoach.loriannfeely.com. That's calledtocoach.LORIANN, F as in Frank, EELEY.com. Okay. And sign up. It's totally free. It's going to be live and it's going to be awesome. 90 minutes that could definitely change your life from here on out. And I don't want you to miss it. It's going to show you exactly how I built my AI powered coaching business, including the operating system and all of the AI marketing workflows that I use as well on top of that operating system, and how you can do absolutely the same thing. So talk about full life freedom. This is where you create that for yourself. And I want to hand you my systems so you can build the same foundation for your coaching business with these AI powered systems in 90 minutes a day, 5 days a week for just 90 days. But the cool part is you don't just get me for 90 days every week. You get me for an entire year with weekly live group coaching calls where I walk you through whatever questions you have about building these AI powered systems, and we're going to do it all together. And there is an amazing, amazing bonus that if you show up with me for the live masterclass and register, that you're going to get as well. It's an extraordinary bonus that actually, I can't believe I'm even offering it, but I thought about it this last weekend, and it's the first launch of this brand new program. And I'm telling you, I just don't want you to miss it because it goes beyond what I ever thought I would give away. I'm going to do it because I'm so grateful for this first group of women that's going to be coming and walking alongside with me through this process. And all I'm saying is you're just going to be blown away by the bonus. But if you miss it, you miss it. So it's for this first launch. It's totally possible. So please show up for the live masterclass. You can find out exactly what I'm offering. Register today. The link is in the show notes, calltocoach.loriannfeely.com. The reason I'm giving away this amazing bonus is because when I first started coaching midlife divorced women a few years back, there was one thing that I promised to God. And I said, if you bring me the women that I can help change their lives so that they can do it in a way that is so much faster than what I had to go through after my divorce, if you bring me those women where I can offer them the gateway to financial freedom and to this full life freedom that I want each and every one of you to live, I will nurture them, I told God, and I will create this movement to help these women. And that was my dream, was to really create a movement that gives all of these women that walk alongside of me the full life freedom that they genuinely deserve. And this bonus that I'm going to be offering allows that to come to fruition finally, and for me to give back to all of you, because I do want to create a movement here. This is not just some group coaching course or mentorship. That's the foundation of what this is. But it's so much more for me on a deeper level, because my heart and passion for this AI powered movement that I've discovered for my businesses that I want to give to all of you. The thing that really came to me this weekend as I was thinking about this launch was I figured out what I can really offer you that will provide the most value for your life to start creating this movement with all of you as a team so we can be on this journey together for the long haul. So please register. That's all I need you to do. So you can find out exactly what it is by showing up for the live masterclass. And this is just going to be the greatest gift that I could possibly give you. And I want to do that for you. So link is in the show notes. Go grab your spot right now. Okay. Enough about that. So let's talk. Can I ask you something? Have you ever felt called to something? Like maybe you are called to start this coaching business, or maybe you've started your coaching business, but you're struggling with how to build it. It's not going as planned, right? Like you felt really called, deep in your bones, called to do something, but then you spent the next year, maybe 2 years, maybe 10 years for some of you, just not doing it. Not because you didn't want to, or not because you weren't ready, but because something just felt off about where to even start. Like you're trying to build a house and nobody handed you the blueprint. So you would Google things, right? Or you watch endless YouTube videos like I've done in the past at midnight. You maybe bought a course or two a couple years ago that aren't relevant now with the AI era. You made your little logo with Canva. Struggle with that, right? Thought you got it right and then never quite got where you wanted it to with actually building revenue for your coaching business. Or you started that Instagram page and just forgot about it 3 months later and stopped posting. And here you are now, right? You're still called, you're still capable, but you're still not launching your business the way you wanted to. I see you. I see you out there because I was you. And today I want to talk about why this keeps happening and what the actual fix is on a foundational level. Because I promise you, it's not what you think it is. It's not that you don't have enough confidence. It's not that you're unclear. You need more clarity. And I really don't think it's even a time problem, because I'm going to show you why. But the real problem is that nobody really taught you how to build the foundation of your business first. And when the foundation of everything is wrong, everything that you build on top of it is eventually going to fall apart. Maybe not right away, but eventually it will. And I learned this the hard way, but not in business, actually in my own body. So stay with me, because a couple of years ago, I started noticing something really fun happening. And when I say fun, I mean absolutely not fun at all. I was gaining weight like crazy, just out of nowhere, or what I felt like was out of nowhere, because I was eating all the same things, that I usually ate. I always had a snack after lunch. I always had a snack after dinner. I always put like a couple tablespoons of sugar in my coffee in the morning. I didn't have just one cup. I had several. I drank soda most of my life. Coca-Cola was my friend. Growing up, it was just what we did. No one ever told us that all the sugar was super bad. And in the 80s and 90s, you remember this? We were going through the low-fat diet craze, right? When that was happening, girl, I was all in. I was all in on that. You remember the Snackwells cookies? They were like fat-free. Devil's Food cake, I think, was one of them that I loved. But they didn't have the fat in them. But sure, they had a lot of sugar in them. And that was the plan. That was the blueprint we were given back then. And for a long time, it sort of worked. I remember losing some weight. And I always just fluctuated a little bit. It wasn't massive fluctuations in my weight. But I would say, 10 to 15 pounds here or there, given what was going on in my life, my stress level, whatever that was. And so I would always kind of take these seasons where I would try to watch what I was eating or go on these diets that I thought would help me lose that extra 10 pounds. And it sort of worked, or at least it didn't obviously not work. But then a couple years ago, perimenopause arrived like full throttle in my life. I didn't know what was going on. Completely uninvited. I had brain fog all the time. It just showed up at my door like, hey, everything you thought you knew about your body now, that is completely over, Lorianne. And this is your whole new world in midlife. And like the hot flashes were happening. I had the night sweats and my hormones were just up and down, crazy, doing whatever they wanted to. And my weight, no matter what I did, would just not move. If anything, it just kept climbing up, even if I wasn't really necessarily changing what I was eating. And so I tried eating less, like restricting my calories. I tried eating differently, like the more so-called healthy foods. I tried exercising some more, and I tried being really on point for like 3 weeks. And then I would just reward myself with, the brownies that my daughter just made, because I'm like, yeah, I deserve that. I haven't eaten any desserts now for 3 weeks. And I felt like I deserved it. And every single time I caved, even if it was just a little bit, the whole thing would fall apart. Like I would be doing okay. I'd lose a pound a week or something, and I'd be down about 3 pounds, and then I'd have brownies. And then it was like all the other things. My hormonal fluctuations came back. The night sweats came back. My headaches came back. And I couldn't figure out what was wrong until I finally just had to look the thing right in the eye, right? I really didn't want to look at it. But the bottom line was, it was the sugar. And it's like, inherently, I knew it was the sugar, but I didn't want to admit that it was the sugar because it was in everything. It was in even the healthy snacks I was trying to eat, like the granola. It was in my coffee. I was putting it in. It was in the snacks. It was in, all those so-called healthy options that were actually just low-fat sugar bombs that I was using from 1994. It wasn't working. And here's the thing. I didn't want to give it up. I genuinely felt like removing sugar meant that I was depriving myself of my one little vice that I have. And it was like I was punishing myself if I gave up my sugar. Like all the joy was just going to walk out of my life if I gave up sugar. So I kept trying to fix like everything else around the sugar instead of dealing with the actual foundational problem, which was the sugar. It just didn't work. It never worked because you can't fix what's broken on the surface when the complete foundation of everything is compromised. And the moment I finally just made the decision to remove it, fully, not halfway, not mostly except on the weekends or when my daughter makes brownies, that's when everything changed. Within a few weeks, my body started to reset itself. The hot flashes actually calmed down. I wasn't having as many of them. The night sweats completely eased up. And my weight started to respond. I noticed I was not dramatically losing weight like, 5 pounds in a week, but I didn't want to lose that much in a week, but it was definitely going down 1 pound a week. And I wasn't really changing anything else except trying to eat a little healthier, but I cut out the sugar. And the most surprising thing happened. I actually discovered foods that I never thought I would like. Like I never ate sauerkraut my entire life, but I've been doing a lot of research on podcasts and listening to doctors and talking about the microbiome and trying to figure out why was I suddenly having this terrible problem with my weight, in midlife. And I was trying to do a lot of the research. And they were saying in order to heal the gut, it's important to have a lot of fermented food. So I incorporated that. Apple cider vinegar, I hate. I tried it, so many different times throughout my life. People would say that'll help your digestive issues. And I just did not want to do it because it tasted awful. But now guess what I have every morning? A tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in some warm water with some cinnamon and ginger too in there. Someone gave me that little recipe and it's just supposed to flush out your system in the morning and reset for the day. So I started doing it. And I got my apple cider vinegar through that little drink I have every morning. And it works. My digestive problems went away. I even noticed that. different numbers and my blood started changing. And it was like, wow. So when you start to learn kind of the science behind all of these things that are actually resetting your body and making you healthier, it kind of makes it easier to love the foods that are actually healing your body. And things that would have made 20 years ago me absolutely horrified, now I've learned to absolutely love. And here's what I realized, I didn't lose joy when I removed the sugar after all. I found a completely different kind of joy that I never knew existed. The kind that actually serves my body instead of quietly destroying it from the inside out. And I started looking at my health through a completely different pair of glasses. And I like what I'm seeing. It's changing me. And girl, I want you to hear me when I say this. Building a coaching business on the wrong foundation works exactly the same way. So you have to start seeing it through a different pair of glasses. And this is actually exactly what Jesus was talking about in Matthew chapter 7, verses 24 and 25. He said, "Everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock." Now he goes on to say the opposite. The man who heard the words but didn't act on them built his house on sand. And when that storm came, it fell with a great crash, the Bible says. Yes, with a great crash. Jesus didn't say a storm might come. He said it will come. The rain, the streams, the wind, they are coming. And the only thing that determines whether your house is still standing when the storm passes is what you built it on. Not how hard you worked, not how many hours you put in, not how much you really, really wanted it, not how many hours you spent trying. It's the foundation. And that's exactly what I teach you inside my new program, Called to Coach, Built to Break Free. Because the number one mistake that I see midlife Christian women making when they try to start a coaching business is that they skip the foundation part. They just jump straight into posting on Instagram. They spend 3 weeks designing the logo, doing the website. They buy these AI tools before they even have a system. Then they try to market a business that doesn't even have an operating system underneath it yet. And then they wonder why nothing is working and why everything falls apart and why AI is giving them, some weird outputs and why their AI workflows feel so chaotic because they can't find the hole inside their workflow because they have no idea how they set it up or where the AI is grabbing what it needs from what folder and what software and what database. It's so confused. So when you go about it that way, your AI is just like a really confused employee that you've hired with no playbook. And you can't set it up that way. That's not how AI was designed to work efficiently. If you set it up that way, it's just going to be a lot of hours not writing your emails and your social media captions and doing other things like that. You're going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out where the holes are in your AI workflows because you never built it right from the beginning. And that's why you're spending more time trying to fix things than actually doing what you love, which is coaching and changing people's lives. It's the sugar, girl. It's the same thing. The foundation was never right. So let me give you the framework today, okay? Let's talk about what the right foundation actually looks like and why getting this right now with my new program will save you hundreds of hours and hundreds and thousands of dollars later on down the road. So number one, your coaching business needs a faith-powered AI operating system, not just the AI tools. So here's the difference, and this matters so much. Most people, when they start using AI, they treat it like a bunch of separate tools that they use to write a caption here or generate an email here or, onboard a client or draft a blog post or whatever that looks like. And that can be really helpful. I'm not going to say it isn't, but it's like taking supplements when your actual diet is made up of sugar, like we've been talking about, right? You're adding good things on top of this broken foundation. And the results are going to just be inconsistent and frustrating and eventually just really exhausting. You're going to be more exhausted later than you are now trying to figure this stuff out. But an AI operating system is totally different. It's a complete integrated foundation built specifically for your coaching business with your voice, your clients, your offers, your values woven into every single workflow that you're building. And the AI knows exactly where everything is, knows exactly where to go. Everything is organized and set up the way it needs to be for the AI to operate efficiently. And when the operating system's right, AI doesn't produce generic garbage that you have to spend an hour editing, and it doesn't get confused where it's supposed to be grabbing things from. When you eventually get to the highest level, which is building the AI agents, where you can press the button and those agents know exactly what other agents to use, where the workflows are, where they need to grab their information from. It all makes sense to them. And so they're like a really well-trained employee that you have. But if you do it the other way, they're going to be like a really confused intern that has no clue what it's doing and trying to give you some sort of output that you're going to hate. So it will produce output that actually sounds like you, that actually is serving your clients the way you want to, and that you can actually use when you set the operating system up right. But when the operating system is wrong or missing entirely, which I find all the time in businesses, I'm like, well, where's your operating system? I'm not even adding the AI piece layer onto it. Like they don't even have an operating system set up. And if you add AI to that, it's going to be a complete time drain instead of a time saver. And that's what we're trying to do here. Girls, we're trying to save you time, right? We want you to have the full life freedom that you want, not spending now all your energy trying to correct AI for the rest of your life. That's not the goal here. You end up spending more hours correcting what AI got wrong than you would have spent just doing it yourself. So that's not what we want. We're putting God first, as I say, family second, and AI third. But when AI is set up correctly in the correct way, that third thing does the work of a full team. And that's the kind of full life freedom you want. Number two, your story is not just your story. Okay, it is your business. This is the one I want every woman listening to really sit with. You have spent decades living something. You have survived something. You have rebuilt something. You have learned something, or you have overcome something. And that something is your curriculum. You don't have to look very far to find it. Because the woman you were 10 years ago, the woman in the middle of that mess, the confusion, that starting over moment, the is this really me, my life right now moment? You know what I'm talking about. She needs a guide. The woman that's sitting there going through maybe what you went through a few years ago. And you are her guide. You're not a beginner at life. You're a beginner maybe at building this coaching business. And that distinction matters because you're not starting off from zero, as I like to say. You're starting off from your story translated into a system, translated into a coaching framework, is the foundation of your entire business. So you don't have to go out there and try to find out what these gurus say, like find your niche and fabricate a niche. You already lived one. So we just have to think about what have you already lived and use that for your coaching business. Number three, the problem is not confidence. I hear this a lot from women. I'm just not confident enough to start. The problem is infrastructure. And I say this a lot because it's so true and I need you to really hear it. Okay, most women tell me they don't start their coaching business because they don't feel ready. They don't feel confident. They don't feel qualified. But when I dig a little deeper with these women, what they actually mean is they don't know what to do first. They just don't have a system. They don't have a roadmap. They don't have anyone who has walked this specific road with faith, AI, midlife, coaching, reinvention, and can show them exactly which step goes where. So confidence doesn't come first. Infrastructure actually comes first. And you build the system, you take the first step inside of that system, and the confidence shows up after you take that action. And I'm telling you, it shows up every single time. I have to take a sip of coffee. I have been trying this another health thing, but I've tried Rise. I don't know if you ever tried that. And it's awesome. It's mushrooms, like all different blends of mushrooms, because I've heard the lion's mane really helps with brain fog. And I've been taking it now for the last few weeks. And man, I've really seen a difference. So I don't know if it's just psychological or whether it's really working, but I can see a difference with my focus and my mental clarity. Huge. And it actually tastes pretty good because I'm a huge coffee drinker. But anyway, back to the subject. Number 4, getting the foundation right now saves you from spending hundreds of hours fixing it later. And this is a big piece of what I was talking about before. This is the part I really want to drive home, okay? Think about what happens when the AI operating system is built incorrectly. The AI doesn't know who you're talking to. It doesn't know where to find what info and what folder, if it's in Google Drive, if it's in Notion, what software you're using. It's totally confused. So it produces content that sounds like it could be for anyone, which means it's actually for nobody. And the workflows are so disconnected, it has no idea what it's doing. So every time you try to use one of these automations or workflows that I teach, something is pulling from the wrong folder or referencing the wrong database and missing your voice. And that's not what we want. I teach you in the program how to set all this up correctly so that everything is working together as a team. It knows exactly where it's going when you get to that level where you're using the agents. And once we set up the workflows and it's out there trying to do these tasks for you autonomously, which it can absolutely do, but it just needs to be set up the correct way with your operating system. And the client onboarding isn't set up correctly. So instead of some seamless professional first impression, when you get a new client, you're just copying and pasting that same email you've sent 47 times, into your inbox. You don't want to do that. You want to have the workflow automated by AI so it knows exactly what it's sending to that new client, exactly what it's referencing, where to find that email that it wants to send. And if you don't do this, you're just going to spend the precious 90 minutes that I teach you to spend 5 days a week for 90 days. You're going to spend it not coaching, not creating, not building your business. You're just going to spend it fixing all of these things that are wrong. You're going to be correcting and redoing and patching it up. But when you build the operating system right from the beginning, all of that goes away. And that's what I'm so passionate about telling you to do, because the AI will know you. It knows your clients. It knows your offers, all of these things. And it produces things that you can actually use the first time. And that's the goal. That's where you want to build all of these things so that when it's running these workflows, it's actually giving you output that you don't have to edit. And yes, it takes a little bit of work at the beginning to build that, as we talked about with the sugar, right? But if you do this correctly and you build it once and you get rid of all the sugar, then you don't have to worry about going back and fixing everything, because everything's going to be reset in your business to be running correctly. Just like it would be reset in your health. You will be dropping weight. Your hormones will go back to normal. There will be definite improvement across the board. And that's what we want. This is not a small thing, because it's your time back. This is getting your full life freedom that you want back. And that is your business actually running the way that you dreamed it could. So that's what we learn inside my program. Number 5, it's not just the operating system. It's everything that runs on top of it. So here's what makes Called to Coach, Built to Break Free really different from anything else out there. I'm not just handing you some AI faith-powered operating system and wishing you good luck. I'm also teaching you specific AI marketing tools and workflows that you need as a coach to actually grow your business and attract clients once you build that faith-powered AI operating system. So think about that. I'm giving you the foundation and the house. You need both. The operating system and the marketing strategy built on top of it. The client onboarding system, the content machine, the email automation, the social media workflows, all of it built on faith-powered AI foundation, which is designed specifically for Christian midlife women who are building a coaching business. So it's kind of like coaching business in a box with faith woven through every single piece of it, because I feel like that foundational piece too with God is so important. And no one else is combining all of this, not the way I do it, not the way I'm offering to do it with you for the entire year. And if you show up for the live masterclass, you will find out what my other amazing bonuses that I'm offering for my own personal mission that I've had for each and every one of you women out there listening to me. I'm going to be offering this amazing bonus for this first group of women. So you don't want to miss it. It's really my gift to you, because I want to walk this journey with you. And AI is so dynamic right now, and it's constantly changing, as you know. I want to be with you through the entire year. Like we can build this foundation, like I say, 90 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 90 days. But then I'm going to be with you for the entire year for the group coaching mentorship, for weekly group coaching calls and the private community we have. But there's also something else amazing that I'm adding on top of that because I really thought about that, like I mentioned in the beginning this weekend. And this is really just going to help that God-given mission that I feel like I have to help women learn these skills. So you don't want to miss it. calltocoach.loriannfeely.com. Please register for the live masterclass. So that's the category that I've really built here. It's faith, it's AI, and it's reinvention for midlife women just like you. And that is what you get inside my program. And I'm so excited about it. I can't believe it's finally here. So here's what I want you to do right now, okay? This Thursday night, June 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm hosting the free live masterclass called The Faith-Powered AI Blueprint, How to Build Your Coaching Business in 90 Days. This is where I'm going to show you exactly how this works live in real time. I'm going to walk you through the foundation of a faith-powered AI operating system, what it is, why it matters, and how you can start building yours right now. I'm going to be opening the doors to Called to Coach, Built to Break Free this week, which means if you join me on Thursday, you're going to get first access, the best VIP founding member pricing that I will ever offer this program at. And the amazing bonus that I keep talking about that I'm offering to this first group of women who join me on this mission to help more women use and learn AI systems. So important. Not only to build your coaching business the right way, but also to be given really this unique opportunity to learn this set of AI skills that you are going to need to walk into the next couple of decades of your life. These are the skills that you need to know now. This is like going back to grad school without having to pay that grad school price. You know, you can take these skills and you can use them wherever in your life for other people if you want. If you decide to give up your coaching business in a couple of years, you're going to have these skills that you're learning inside my program to help any small business or any other business implement these. So this is just such a unique opportunity to learn this stuff and get ahead of the curve right now. I just look at this as an opportunity to create an entirely new career for yourself for a minimal, like fractional piece of the cost that it would cost to go back to school to learn an entirely new career. You get to learn it with me in 90 days. And you have me the entire year. This is a free event, the masterclass. So there's no excuses why you shouldn't register and sign up. You just need to show up. The link to register is in the show notes. Go grab your seat. It's calltocoach.loriannfeely.com because here's the truth. You already have everything you need. You just need this foundation. You just need the faith-powered AI systems. You just need someone who has already walked this road to just show you the way. And that's what I'm here for. And that's what this Thursday is for. So this Thursday could literally be the night I feel that can change the rest of your life and the next few decades ahead. This could be that answer to your prayer. So please don't miss it. That is what Called to Coach, Built to Break Free is built to do. Okay, girl. So thank you so much for being with me here today. If this episode spoke to you, if the foundational metaphor clicked somehow, if something inside of you just went, yes, that is what I have been missing, I want you to send it to a girlfriend right now, one woman in your life who has been talking about starting something new, but can never quite figure out where to begin. Send her this episode. She needs it. And let me leave you with this. You did not fail because you weren't trying hard enough. You were just building on sand and nobody told you. But now you know how you can build this the right way, the foundation on the rock for your business. You're going to build on the rock with me, leading you and guiding you every step of the way. So welcome to your new midlife. And until next time, keep putting God first, your family second. And now you know the faith-powered AI systems are here. Finally, I hope I see you inside the masterclass Thursday. But if not, I will catch you back here on Thursday morning for my next episode right before we launch the new program Thursday night. Thanks so much for listening. Let's make it an awesome week. I'll catch you back here. Hey girl, I hope today's episode gave you a little faith, a little fire, and maybe even a next step you didn't have when you pressed play. So if it did, would you take 30 seconds and share it with one woman in your life who needs to hear this right now? And if this podcast has a speaking to your heart, I would absolutely love it if you leave me a quick review over on Apple Podcasts. It helps this show reach more midlife women just like you who are ready to start building the life God actually designed them for. So until next time, keep choosing faith over fear, and don't you dare give up on your next chapter. I'll see you back here really soon.